Hey, it's John and Mike, brew-dudes.com, and you're on our YouTube channel. How are you doing? Michael, we have some more beer in front of us. We're tasting beer today. And actually, you kind of introduced this because you got on your horse and you got a limited edition yeast strain from WhiteLabs, and this is the beer that you made with it. So this is this the Nordic Ale Yeast Blend?
Chris White from WhiteLabs couldn't be here tonight for the video. Yes, this is the Nordic Ale Yeast Blend. So this was from we mentioned this months ago, the Vault.
We'll link to the video right
the
here.
Vault program, where you pre-order, you prepay for a special strain that they have a whole list of. And when enough people, 250 people, order it, it clears it for a production run, and they make it. So this is blend. This is actually a blend of 3 different yeasts, if I remember right, and it's characterized as has characteristics of Saison, characteristics of Hefeweizen. It's a gamish of things. They also make a weird reference to one of the strains in the blend being isolated from cider apples somewhere in the Nordic places of the world. So I just found it interesting. I thought the Vault was a really cool idea, so to show some support for WhiteLabs, I ordered this right away. I ordered 2 vials of it. This is the first vial. I saved some slurry for a repitch, but let me quickly give you the recipe,
yes, please do,
and then I'll give you the sad story behind the whole thing.
Oh, I hate sad stories.
So this beer is it's a 50-50 mix of Pilsner and Vienna malt, okay?
Okay.
And then the rest of the build, there's also then 17% wheat malt and 8-point-something% of oats. So 2 pounds of wheat, 1 pound of flaked oat.
And then 5-gallon batch?
Yeah, I brew about 6 gallons, but who's counting? Again, I did 1 ounce of East Kent Goldings for 60 minutes, and I also did 1 ounce of Hallertau for 60 minutes, just trying to blend some flavors that I'm familiar with.
Yep.
Saison-y thing, that's why I threw the Hallertau in there. I also put a lot of rice hulls in here. So let me just give you a little bit of backstory to how getting to this beer was not easy.
Okay.
Because my first attempt at this, I was making 12 gallons, and I was, with this basic same recipe, I was going to split it in half and put half of it into a bucket with some Roselaire and some Giga yeast, sour Flemish stuff, and make a sour beer. And the other half was going to be this.
Okay.
I had
the other half.
I had one of the most miserable brew nights of my career because the wheat and the oats were just too gummy, and I didn't have any rice hulls. I didn't think of that in advance. I mean, almost a third, more than a third of the total bill is super gummy stuff. And I think my pump was going too hard, so I was sucking it down in the mash tun. I could never get my temperature. It was a mess. So what I did is halfway through the session, I even ran across the street to our neighbor who brews. Luckily, he had some rice hulls. I started to get some of the flow going. This is the worst stuck sparge I ever had. Eventually, I said, screw this. I don't know what I mashed at that point. I ran that sucker off into a bucket. I didn't even... I ran it off. I boiled it for like 10 minutes just to make sure I killed... And I put it in a bucket and added all the Roselaire to like a 1080 gravity. Boom. Boom. And so that beer is sitting over there quietly, and it's fermenting. I haven't opened up yet. That one is a 6-month. That's the start to a Solera project that we'll talk about another time. But so then anyway, I scaled the recipe back to 6 gallons and made this beer with plenty of rice hulls. Really careful with the pump, so I didn't get a stuck sparge. Everything went well. I brewed this beer. Starting gravity was like 1052. Finishing gravity in this baby was like 1009. So definitely had a Saison type performance.
Yeah.
I never had a stall out. I mean, it just fermented straight through. It was fermented in less than 2 weeks. It was great. So enough of me jabbering. I got to taste this. I haven't put much palate on this yet. You've almost finished it. Tell the good people what you're going. What
it's like, I remembered us discussing this this strain, and I remember it having that component of yeast taken from cider apples, and I can actually smell. It has some characteristics of of cider. There is a
does.
little tanginess and a little apple fruitiness.
There is zero head retention on this baby.
Yeah, you can see that. I mean, it's just lightly carbonated.
Yeah, I mashed this at 152, by the way. I mean, so it's not like I just a massive protein rest that killed it, but wow, it's like zero head retention.
Yeah, I know. You can, and that, which is weird, which I thought, things like wheat and oats would help with that. But you pull through, you get some, to me, like the Vienna and the Pilsner, the Vienna especially, I'm getting some graham crackery malt background to it.
Okay.
And then the aftertaste is definitely that sort of Saison-y, bitter, like it's not bitterness, it's kind of like a Horace blankety,
I think so?
Yeah, like it's definitely like got that Saison aftertaste. It's hard for me to
there's a
describe
subtle phenolic
but
quality to the flavor.
Yeah.
When I first
it's not
smelled
overwhelmingly
it,
so.
when it was colder and I first smelled it,
Yeah.
I got, and I saw this written up somewhere online, I got a big blast of banana.
Okay.
Like I was like, whoa, banana, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I've never had a strong banana Hefeweizen before, because I usually try to avoid too much banana.
Yeah.
I usually try to avoid too much clove in my Hefeweizen too, so I have no idea why I make Hefeweizen. But, first thing I got banana.
Right, there's a little bit there, yeah.
And then as you started to describe it, then I realized I was getting apple. I was actually getting apple. And now it resolved. Then after that, it kind of all resolved to like, this is going to sound weird, but I actually got like a root beer aroma out of it. Which root beer is like a traditional root beer is a gamish of many different botanicals brought together. So then when you mention graham cracker, I'm almost kind of thinking like apples, bananas, and graham crackers kind of trick my palate into thinking root beer,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, maybe.
So that's fascinating.
Yeah.
I mean, it's mildly cloudy. It's a little bit on the. It's somewhere between golden and yellow. It's like more on the golden side of color.
Yeah. What else, my friend? I mean, it's drinkable.
It's dry.
Yeah. Yeah, it's quite
the body is light.
Yeah.
The flavors again. There's that Saison. There's a Belgian-y funk to it. There's the graham cracker. I don't taste as much of the banana. It's just kind of sort of lingering from the aroma. I find it to be pretty complex.
Yeah.
And very interesting.
Yeah.
Which is what I would hope for out of a blend of yeast.
Yes,
right?
exactly. Agreed.
I mean, I would brew this many more times if I could. I mean, if the strain was available full time, I think this would be a pretty interesting. But I don't know where you'd put this because this is a little bit.
I would do more
on the outer bounds of Saison.
Yeah,
it's like especially Belgian almost.
But I would do maybe half wheat, half Pilsner.
Yeah, just go and see what happens there.
Or even do, like, I don't know, 80-20 wheat to Pilsner or something. Mm-hmm. I think that'd be really interesting. And, I mean, hopefully we can get some more head going on with this, but...
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I have to think that through.
That's weird. But I mean, because of, like... maybe my eyes are tricking me, too, to see not that much head. It's like, oh, well, this has got to be cidery.
It's got to be cidery. Yeah, I don't know.
So I don't know. All right, friend. So do you think this is something that you'd like to share with some of our viewers out there?
I did until I tasted it. Now I want to keep it. No. I think people really need to experience this themselves.
Yeah.
And so I think we should line this one up for a swap. We want to send this one out.
Okay. So what we're going to do is the first 5 people, individuals who contact us. There's many ways you can contact us. You can find us on Facebook. We're Brew Dudes, all one word. Not to be confused with the German beer company that's known as brewdudes.de. I'm like, hello.
Really?
Yeah, you should check it out. Find them on Untappd. They don't get good ratings. But you can email us. That's probably the best way to find us. We're also on Twitter. You can also message us through YouTube. But
when this video drops, if you have a Twitter account, get on Twitter, reference this video, and hashtag in WhiteLabs.
There you go.
We want them to know that we've done
we're sharing this. Yeah. So our email address, not to beleaguer the point, dudes Dudes at brew-dudes.com. Dudes at brew-dudes.com. You can find it on our site, on our contact page. But drop us a line. Give us your mailing address, and we'll send something out. We'll take some of your beers if you'd like to swap with us, and we can taste them. Yeah, this is worth checking out, and I think that's
Interesting stuff.
The whole point of these limited strains is, only a few people are going to be able to get. How many people?
There's 250 people.
250, at least 250 orders. So it's limited. There's probably more home brewers out there than just the 250.
I still have another
orders
two
that we
of
got.
this, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it. At first, I thought I would actually do a cider with it. I do have the slurry too, but I have this. I was going to do a cider just to see what happens, but I'd be afraid of this in a cider. I think it would taste really weird.
I mean, it would be kind of weird, yeah. But, all right, so drop us a line, let us know. We will get back to you, and we will swap it out. So for John and Mike, brew-dudes.com, swap on and brew on.
Cheers.